In today's video, I just came to talk a little bit about some different subjects. I'm going to be continuing to work on the stories of Letcher County, Kentucky. As I said previously, I'm working on a story about corruption in Letcher County, Harlan County, and some other surrounding areas. I'm still working on that video, and I'll get that one up and posted for anyone who may be interested in why some of these. It's the belief of some of the families and some of the community members, going back in some of these cases that have been unsolved, that the reason a lot of these crimes are not solved is because the police force and others in the communities who would be in charge of solving these crimes, investigating these crimes, are so busy doing their own thing, involved in their own corruptions, that they're just not really working on it. And I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm saying that a lot of the people believe that, and it could be a contributing factor. And like I said, I took some time off. I went on a little road trip, and I did stop at several rest stops along the way, back and forth. But I didn't have any kind of creepy encounter in these rest stops. And probably one of the reasons for that is because I didn't go there alone, and I didn't go there at 11 o'clock at night or 12 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning. And unless there is an absolute urge that you cannot control, I would not dare to ever stop at a rest stop like that alone. We don't hear on the news or, on social media about this huge, about a lot of murders or anything like that taking place at rest stops in the middle of the night. But it's just kind of a spooky place. I don't know why. It just has this vibe about it when you go into a rest stop bathroom. But I can't imagine walking in there by myself at night alone, knowing that I'm going to have to come back out to my car alone at night. And, well, before I move on, I will speak about one. This reminded me of a story that happened recently. A young woman posted on social media about pulling into a rest stop. She was alone. It was daytime. She went into this rest stop to use the bathroom, as most people do when they stop at these places. As she was traveling alone, and she came out, she got into her car. She's sitting in her car getting ready to pull back out onto the road. Her doors were locked. This is when she noticed a man come over and try to open her passenger door. She looks up to find two young men standing outside of her passenger door. But either way, her doors were locked, and she heard one of the men say to the other, "The doors are locked." So they kept trying to open this door, and she just sat there frozen, not really knowing what to do. And then they just walked off because they realized they're not going to be able to get into this car. She believes that they watched her get out of the car, go into the ladies' room, and come over thinking that she had some money or something in the car that they could take. And so she takes a picture of the two of them. Now, she takes this picture of the two of them as they're walking away. So all you see is their backs. And she posted on social media, and she's warning people if you're pulling into this particular rest stop. And I believe that this was in Tennessee. I want to say that it was in the area coming towards Kingsport, Tennessee, but I don't want to give out false information, but I believe that was where it was. And so why she didn't honk her horn, I would have laid on my horn. I would have let these men know, I'm here and you're not getting in my car. You need to get the heck on out of here, you know. But either way, she posted this on social media to warn people. And of course, when a woman is traveling alone, you have this other possibility that it could be an assault. But I was reading about that story about, and then I started reading this one about this young woman who was working alone in a convenience store. And a man who she recognized as one of the customers that normally comes into this store um, walked into the store, but he came through the back door. So she said that sometimes the manager would leave the back door unlocked for delivery people. But at night, they normally locked it because they didn't normally get deliveries at night. So she didn't understand why this door was unlocked. The manager claimed that the door should have been locked. So they wondered if maybe this man had come into the store earlier that day and fixed the door in some manner to where it wouldn't lock so he could come back in there later that night, knowing a routine that this young woman would be there working alone. But anyway, she says that she was working when this customer came through the back door. They talked for a while as he made his purchase. She recognized him, and he leaves. And she told him, she said, "When you leave, please go out the front door." And he said, "Do you want me to go back there and make sure that that back door is locked so that no one else can come in?" So he goes back. She says she hears the door open and close, and she hears the door slam, and she assumes that the man had left. She had gotten a phone call. She's on the phone with, I think she said it was her boyfriend. So she's on the phone with her boyfriend. She puts him on speaker so she can continue working around the register. And she's having this conversation with her boyfriend. She's telling her boyfriend about this man coming through the back door. And she said that she heard the door slam twice. And she thought, okay, he's just making sure that the door locked and couldn't open it again. But she continues to work, and after several minutes, as she hangs up the phone with her boyfriend, the man comes walking back into the store. He had been in the back of the store this whole time. And he comes back in and he says, "I forgot something." So she says she doesn't believe that he actually ever left the store. She believes that he stayed back there in the back of the store until she got off the phone and that nobody was on the phone as a witness, and that he comes back into the store. And so she's really starting to get creeped out. She doesn't know why he has done this. So she says, "I'm going to have to call my manager." She lets this man know that she's picking up the phone in that moment to call the manager and tell the manager that the back door is not locked and that customers are coming in through the back door. Whatever happened in that moment, whatever this man's intentions were, he may not have even had any intentions. He may really have been trying to help her, but I don't think that he was, and she didn't either. She got creeped out, she says, and she thought maybe he was attempting to build up his nerve to do something, whether it was robbery or whether it was something personal, attack on her. But he left through the front door that time, and then she went back and made sure that the back door was locked. She told her boss about it, and the boss came in. They made sure that the door locked, and the boss went to the corporate, to the management, and made sure that they had a mechanism in place that would make sure that that door automatically locked and that you had to have a key code to get back inside. And so she just had this voice, she says, inside of her telling her, I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more to that than just some random customer who decided in the middle of the night to come through the back door of this convenience store. I mean, We all use convenience stores. We all stop to buy gas. We all stop to run in for a cup of coffee, and so it was just something that I read about, and I just thought that I would bring that up. And like I said, I am going to get on back into my normal, talking about normal, the types of cases that I talk about, missing persons and so on. I do want to wrap up my Letcher County series, and I will from time to time touch on cases like this. They're just kind of a little something just a little different. And I hope everybody enjoys my channel and will continue to follow and watch. Thanks for watching.